all my things... Welcome, one and all. I got all my things working right off the bat. How fun is that? It's time for Danganronpa. Do. We are still in Chapter 2, as of last time. I got some tea, so we will play for a little while. Okay, let's see. I can see everything. Yes. The game is afoot. Let's see. Do. Make sure my camera is good. Alright. Let's see what you have to say. Yep. If you have time to talk, you have time to start investigating. Dude, you heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to do is get stronger. Yeah, I remember she said that more than once. Sure did. Well, I guess that explains the trip here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl. After all, most girls aren't that strong. I don't know, man. Haven't really thought about that stuff. The cause of Chihiro is complex. I can't help but wondering what it might be. Mondo's account has been added to Truth Bullets section of the handbook. Let's see. Do. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry, but still. I think she came here on her own by her choice. What makes you say that? She'd been talking about lately how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma fire, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina or myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she probably was avoiding it. Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead she came to exercise in the middle of the night.
However...
Perhaps, but this is difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but specifically she mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. That is strange. Why would she mention that? Who knows? So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret? But that also would have come with someone else. It's a possibility, I think. Do. Okay, so what are we looking for? Bloodlust. The word bloodlust is written. Okay. There's blood on that. The post-suicide blood, it must have happened during the murder. Okay, I guess I have to touch the body. I could feel blood draining out of my body. It's a dead body, it's true. Here's dead body.
Strange.
But the more I look, the more strange it all seems. It must be Genocide Jack's handiwork. Let me make sure the volume is good before I... Oh, of course I missed that. Let me make sure the volume's all good. I have the volume at halfway. Yeah, there we go. But we're still not sure he did it. He's what you want to say. I wonder about that. He really thinks it's Genocide Jack? Oh, there's a camera here. A surveillance camera. The mastermind must have been watching Chihiro. They know what happened, and they're still forcing us to go through with it. Bloody hammer. There's a dumbbell on the floor. This is bloodstained. There's bloodstain on the dumbbell. The Monokuma fire said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean that dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. Yay. Alright, so we got a clue. Now I believe it's about time for us to move on. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's right. That's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. So he's so pushy, I got caught up with the wrong person this time. So this is our next location. This place is related to the investigation. Figure out yourself. It's no fun if you don't do it right. So smug. He always has been. You could at least try and figure out without my help, okay. The Gatling gun? Maybe this gun, no. Camera. Let's see. Flotation device. Hey, I found a coin during the investigation. Look at that. Alright. Maybe I have to go in. That's not even the scene of the crime, idiot. Okay. He's just telling us we've already been there or done that. Nope. Not here. Okay, so it has to be something to click on. Maybe? Nope. Okay, so we clicked on the gun, we clicked on the camera, clicked on that. Oh, the ID panel, maybe? If I remember, this is a card we meant for handbooks.
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that thing quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure! What's up? Well, it's just about the card reader.
Yep.
Yes! The card reader! Oh, I've been designed to interface with each of your handbooks. I sound different every time you talk to me. Yeah! You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked. Correct?
Unbelievable.
If there was some of the erotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook. Correct.
Of course.
Crackly correct. So then, that means only girls can go in the girls' locker room and only boys can go in the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body is being found in the girls' locker room means... Hey Makoto, I can see right through you. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words...
As such, the killer must be the one of the girls. Did I get it right?
Such ignorance.
Oh my goodness, you're such a simpleton. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else is perfectly fine. Oh, I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Tagami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. Okay, you're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Great. Wait, hold on. You're saying that's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it. So, so sleepy. Just listening to you make me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together. Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest of your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental facilities, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall. That'll help you understand what's going on. Yay, card reader has been added to our truth notebook. Yay. We came to the main hall. So what are we looking for? Does that mean I have to figure out for myself? Okay, what do we do here? So there's a gun, just like yep, there's a gun. It's also a gun! Anyone feel like Ruby? Yeah, I feel like Ruby. Everything's a gun. Okay, well... Ah! There's a mailbox. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook. Interesting. Who's e-handbook? No, wait, there's 3 of them, but what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Did you know they were here, Byakuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Saika. You can go ahead and confirm for yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did... Saika, my nozo. You're right, this is Saika's handbook. Now do you understand this is a key loophole that I revealed earlier? Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. You should pay close attention to the regulations. The answer has been right in front of you. Loaning your handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I see now. I understand.
What?
Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it. The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. The memory came flooding back. That cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be as surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey!
Me? No!
Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There is no way it would break that easily. Not even pummeled by 100,000 billion quartillion baseballs. But it did. If I say it couldn't break, wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to the 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters. Okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with. It wouldn't do crap. Oh, but even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does. But it's a secret. I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leomont had broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was. Right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken. But you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to this case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Alright, we got a broken handbook as our truth bullet. And Monokuma says it's not broken, but he is a habitual liar, so we will see. Alright. That is some good tea. That is some really, really good tea. Alright. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who's killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Not quite. Alright, do we... Hold on, there's still more waiting to be checked. Okay. Alright, well, we clicked on everything. Maybe the door? Nope. That's the entrance to school, by the way, guys. That's, like... I can't even begin to think about how we break out of here. Alright. We're gonna check the mailbox one more time. Okay. Yep. Alright, that's just everything we went over already. Why does that look like a balloon, but it's an alarm, probably? It's the old graphics of this game. Let's see. Okay. Oh, maybe I have to talk to him. What do you mean by that, Bianca? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then you really think... You truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely, I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit of the case. Alright, we get to do this weird, you know, clicky thing. That the murderous fiend is Genocide Jack.
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They are like a ghost attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Dude, we're becoming best friends with Bianca. Not even kidding. We're BFFs, so I'm gonna get us matching bracelets. Alright. Do we leave this place? It's just talking to him. Okay. What do you mean by that? Maybe it's...
Don't make...
Oh, we have to... There's the second line there. So we did the first
Don't make me
line,
repeat myself.
which is that, and then we have a second line, which is that. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence does something like that, really? Ah, hey you two. Big trouble. Need your help. And bring donuts. Stat.
I don't have time to play with you.
We're busy. Leave us alone.
'Cause, I mean,
But it's an emergency. Emergency. Come, please, you gotta help. Also, Hina.
please.
This is serious emergency. You gotta go.
'Cause,
Calm
I
down.
mean,
But it's an emergency. An emergency? What happened?
well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange, even when I tried to force feed her some donuts. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat
Don't
myself.
make me repeat myself. Oh, you know what? He actually said it. That little punk. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no, and that'd be the end of it.
yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry. Wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
It looks like she's headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I really want to click Junko's picture. Junko was a cool character design. Okay. Alright. Do.
Such ignorance.
You're talking to the wrong person, you waste of space. Well, that's not nice. Oh, I guess we're supposed to go to Toko's room. Be right back, guys. Phone's ringing. I am back. Alright, so Toko's room, that's Hafumi's, blah blah blah. Hina's, Sakura's, Toko. What's the emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down and eat some donuts. I'm gonna say donuts after everything, and you guys will see why. After a while, we came back to check on her, you know. See how she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she kept on saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff.
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open slowly and silently. She looked scared. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
what?
What?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Okay, Inosuke.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
There's actual voice acting going on, guys.
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
Makes sense. What was that? Genocide Jack, what? What just happened? There, my fake expression. She's been acting like that the whole time when I ran a little while ago. I drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her alone in there a while, so I tried to burst down her door, but it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar the door. Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Okay, I think it's, she has a crush on him. To come out of a room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. So you're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of the door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
what do you want?
Leave me alone, you're so annoying. Byakuya.
Byakuya.
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, she slammed the door shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Hey Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about promise?
What?
I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh yeah, okay, I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya, and I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go. There's no clues there. Check somewhere else. Oh, I found a coin, though. I found a coin. I don't know. Those coins. If I remember on the other side, it's an archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense what you're inside. Well, there's books and files, and so much dust too.
So, in other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. He really likes books. I like books. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be the best of friends? Do. Without really thinking about it, I picked up one of the random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. What happened to your voice, man? Huh?
that's right.
That's the report on the pedestal assassination. The original is kept at the Nationwide Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's a ton of stuffed files. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those scenes are filled with graphic, disturbing photos of all kind of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All of those files are investigation reports to different cold cases. They are eternal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you expect to leak. Ah, I do want to do something. Let me see. Doop. Coolio. Oh no. What did I just do? I messed up my Twitch. Sorry, I got distracted by another VTuber as I was finding my Twitch. Okay. I am still good. Alright, cool. Put this back. Okay. Okay, we're good. Alright, whew. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you are sure to discover for yourself. I guess I should do the, sorry, doing some other things too. I guess I should do this and post it here. Oops, I don't want to post that. Remove. Channel. This is what I wanted to post. There we go. And now I want to get out of this and go back to Stream Manager. Hey, welcome. Random chatter. Alright. Back to the Danganronpa. Alright.
That's right.
That's the report on... Oh, you know, we already read that. There's so many files stuffed into one shelf. What is all
That's
those
enough.
things? Those documents are too dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the ward from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of a diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let that go for now. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there's something that's inside. I wonder what it is. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. Interesting. An extension cord, you say? Alright. Yeah, we already read all that. Alright. All those files there are investigation reports to different cold cases. Those are eternal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you expect to leak. They're filled with okay, we've read all that. Alright, so if you pay attention, okay. Let's see, what do I want to do? Huh, it's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it. It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. So are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here.
Interesting.
It's home to classified government documents, police records, and there's no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it as a lie. Well, it's not just that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much Hope Speak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. The mastermind, you say? Okay. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usually, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense. But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed multiple times, so there are no doubt. Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents more than once? But all of these has to be top secret, confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Tagami family have access to a variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So in other
I
words,
already told you there's a secret council that controls the ward from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the word to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this word backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scale me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most was cold case police investigation reports. Reading those reports have always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. Man, there's so much reading in this game. Let's try this again. It's excellent material exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file, and every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were the members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? Let me get this camera going. Okay. Yeah, I have movement again. Okay. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about the aspect of the crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was certainly mounted in this fashion. So now, could the killer have known about the suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in the fact, the answer is quite simple.
So in other words,
The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's a real Genocide Jack. What?
in other words,
That's right, there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us?
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of a little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might you might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself.
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I reached the page where the photos from the scene of the crime had been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on several pages. Oh, they did, didn't they? Okay. Kinhara 32, Honda 17, Galacus 23, names I can't pronounce 14, another Yoshida 30. I know Yoshida because Final Fantasy. That's the only reason I know Yoshida. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, there we go. Calibration. There we go. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All the killer's victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And they're all guys. I have not seen one girl. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodless was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on the weekdays at night or during the holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Are we looking for light Yagami? Are we? Are we? Is it light? Let's see, just making sure my OBS wasn't recording. Because any eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there is any external reason for this. These confused behaviors suggest that the suspect may potentially suffer from disordered identity disorder. So that makes what Toko says makes sense now. Interesting.
So, in other words,
the key point is that the culprit may have well been split personality. A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV. So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this is one more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind is going numb. Okay, we got the case file. Alright, we should get going. Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Wait, Byakuya. As usual, Baraka turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time.
Come on, enough of your annoying misprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I've uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there is somewhere I have to go and investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room, and I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful. While I'm at it, I need to find out everything I can. Alright. It's a breather. He talked my head off. Like, do, 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 do. Well, I would like to get the trial done tonight and then move on. Make it to like chapter 3. I don't know if I'll have time, but we'll see. That's the goal. That is the goal. Alright. Do, do, do.
How unfortunate.
He popped out of nowhere. Oh, I have to go back. Is it up to... Okay, I can run doing this. I forgot all about that I could run. Chihiro... So that's upstairs. I have to go upstairs. Because, the locker rooms were in the new area. That's right. Pool. Nope. Pool is not over there. There are probably coins to go find, but I'm not gonna look right now. I'm tired. Hifumi,
I feel as
another stat increase for me. Evidence, what did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? And why do you sound like a robot? Oh, Miss Ludenberg said she witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies a boy she likes, right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse dorms. By the dorms, she was there, but at the same time, not there. What it's gonna be. Okay. So we'll have to check on Celeste, I guess, but we'll check the boys' locker room first. I already know that's important. There's this poster, it's a popular band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite fit in the boys' locker room. There's a strange stain on the carpet. Why is it? It looked like blood to me. I think that might be all that's on there. Blood-stained poster, but why? Of course. But wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other room. That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. There's a poster of it. That poster has been switched. But if they were, why? What would the reason have been? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about locker rooms. She said she was here like all the time in the locker room. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? I've used it every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the poster in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
but there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish. Maybe the stain is the protein coffee. We have protein coffee in the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet, the girls' locker room, and I left a stain. But I don't see a stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly, I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I only can assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, it's unusually clean, as if there was never a stain here to begin with. Well, there's a blood stain right there. There's a blood stain on carpet. Hey Kiriko, have you made any progress on the investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you a piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time thoroughly. And her e-handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That'll be it. That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kiriko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body. And Chihiro's book is mentioned. Definitely worth worrying about. Okay. Alright, so she's strung up with rope. Fatal injury, it's a head blow. Alright, fatal blow. Also, everyone's strung up by scissors. Skizzers. Not scissors here. What does this all mean? Of course, a weird ad. The one thing I don't like about Twitch is like these weird ad people. I don't know what they're selling. Best not to press them, but and they don't appear on my user screen. I don't want to reply and I don't want to pin. I want to delete the message. Elementary crick. Doesn't even read that they're in chat. Okay. Well, that's the best I can do, because I can't seem to delete it for some reason. Yeah, so random ads on Twitch keep on popping up on my thing. And it's not from Twitch, it's from, like, a nefarious party, I'm sure. So don't click any link unless it's by me. I'm gonna have to find a way to, like, turn off the links. Okay, that door leads out of... You know what? Maybe I talked to Mondo. He looks like he could use the locker room. Nope. It's the same thing we saw. Okay, so Celeste would be the next person. And she is, in the place, like that closet place. Nurse's office, it looks like. Did I make a wrong turn? I had to. Where's that closet area? Maybe here? Aha, I found it. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I need that, but I see that, but you have found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were gonna ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What, really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What
What
are
you
you
do-
doing out this late?
Oh, cool.
I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assume she was merely stalking up to exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed off directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken a rule, none of this would have ever happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went into the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of a jacket or a duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Alright, we got that as a clue.
Indeed.
Okay, so we saw this.
Yeah.
Celeste, I don't know who Celeste's voice actress is, but she does a really good job in this game. I should look that up sometime. Yep, I should look that up sometime. Nope, not there. Alright, I guess we just keep on asking people. Oh no, it's a Juko book. It's Junko and she's dead. She is so dead. Alright. Alright, let's see a map, maybe, tells us where everybody is. We had to, like... No, we know where he is. Nope. He's not here. No, she's guarding the thing. Okay. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before, she won't come out, and she keeps on mumbling something about genocide Jack. I just came to get a donut. So I just left her. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry. For donuts!
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Donuts! Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course! Oh, a donut. Of course. There are two things I'm sure God created, outer space and donuts. Really? I bet your heel would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Oh, I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well,
It's a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with any other girls much. It's like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait, maybe. It's like a donut. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? The law. You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Alright, well, we are running out of people to talk to, so. The only clue is that, I'm just looking for a coin since I'm here. Sayaka's knife. Yay! I found a coin. Yeah, so the only clue we have to go on is keep talking to people. We already talked to Stick in the Butt. There he is now. So who else haven't we talked to? Byakuya left us. Kyoko. Let's see. Oh, we haven't talked to Hiro or anybody like that. Hiro. He's actually someone we haven't talked to. I don't know where he would be. Maybe check the library. I don't think anyone's here, but we can take a look. I wonder if we can actually go into places. Oops. Can I not leave? Ah, so there was something in this room. Okay, that's the thing that we've already looked at. Oh, it's a lamp this time. Oh, the lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord now. Ah, it was the extension cord. That's where I wanted us to click on. Oh, there's still more. So what am I looking for? Wow, that thing is not aimed correctly. Trigger happy havoc. Okay, so I can't go anywhere. I can go up. Nope. Oh, I guess I go in here and I check the other lamp, right? Hey, viewer, I'm guessing it's Ryan. How are you? Yup, I see you. Despair will come for me. It sure is dark over there. Okay, so there is no cord here. There's still more I need to check out. We checked out everything in this room. I don't remember what to do. I did have an okay at work. Thank you for asking. I actually got called up to Mr. McMahon's office, and he said I did a great job. It was cool. Alright. Did you sleep well? I slept okay. Not the best sleep, but I slept okay, enough to get through the day. Your phone didn't wake me up for once. It was nice. I just need to figure out what I'm supposed to look at. Won't let me leave this. You know what? I'm just gonna, you know, start looking for stuff in here because I've clicked on everything out there. Yeah, it won't let me leave the library. Ah, it's gone. Alright. That's all I needed to do was look for the genocide jail file. That's all I needed to do. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna use a guide.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
That-
It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
It's a class trial.
The class trial. You
Yay.
remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
The best thing is I don't have to voice act for the trial. Ahem. So is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Just a sec. You don't really remember.
Come on.
Kidding, I'm kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he would appear dragging Toko behind him. Ah. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me, and I can't believe he would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Whew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator, let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fusaki. She was so gentle, so calm, and so meek, nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl that... Let's see. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
Hey, come on.
Fucking total, man. What got her so worked up? I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it will work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro? There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I don't think its meal shock is enough to explain it. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Where's the donuts? I guess I wasn't help at all on this one. Miss Fusaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. Can you add my most popular video on my main page for me? And it is my strike gone. I can't seem to find it on my end. What are you talking about? Like as an introductory video or something? I'm confused at what you mean. Elaborate. So my homepage has the most popular for returning subscribers. I believe my most popular video is the Raptora AMV, correct? That's the one you're seeing? Yeah, for new subscribers, it's an introductory video for my channel. I don't know how I can do it with your phone. We had a hard time like even doing featured channels, but I can do it for you sometime, but I would need your phone probably. Alright. Or maybe I'll just make you a step-by-step guide, introductory guide. I can probably do that. After I'm done with this video, I can make an introductory guide for you. How about that? What do you mean the channel subscribe? I haven't done your copyright strike school. No, I haven't. Not yet. I'll do it when I get a chance. It does have it, we just don't know how to access it on your phone. And I don't know why I have to suffer through copyright school when I haven't, like, copyrighted. It does. Your phone definitely does. We just don't know why it's the way it is. I think it's an option you set. I'm gonna find a way for you to do the copyright school. Alright, Sakura.
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. I don't think it's Android. I don't think it's your phone. I think it's a setting you have. I mean, my phone, your account worked on my phone, so that would actually prove to your point. But I think it has to be a setting that you actually set on your phone. You ready? We doing this? Alright, Kyoko time.
Shall we go?
Shall we begin? Okay. Well, that's everything. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on Henkely. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. I couldn't get a handle on my emotion. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box shake with heavy clunking sounds and deeper into the ground. And as we deeper, the uselessness in my heart grew bigger and the elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over. Good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not help. Okay, then. Let's get the show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. Okay. Yay, no more. And the curtains opened again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, and a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. I can't say yet, but we've seen each other a lot lately, so I will get back to you on that. Yes, we will save. Okay, so we have at least one skill, and that's Psychos. Because it's hard mode. But we suck at everything else, because I don't like free time in this game. Only for the help, mainly, and cheat. What do you mean cheat and help? Okay, that's all of our stuff. Alright, class trial time. And we can see me, like, suck at the rhythm game. I'm not cheating again. I'm playing on hard mode. Alright?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
You know, first of all, let's make it clear the fatal blow. You know, Monokuma's voice is so much better in this than the anime. His voice sucks in the anime. Okay, we start off with 3 bullets.
Hero's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope. That's gonna be our lie, it looks like.
Certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Like Chihiro.
It has to be the dumb boil. So it's what Hiro said, and
Hero's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
of course, okay. So, I do have to say, Chihiro is normally wrong in everything he says. So, when in doubt, always bust Hiro's statement.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a
Oh, I can
instrument.
fast forward
But
this somehow.
what
I just
kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
nope.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
That looks like it needs to be busted.
It's wrong.
Why would it be in an iron pipe?
Can
We
we
didn't
agree
find
that
one.
the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
The good thing is I'm good with working out cases in my mind.
Looked at her head wound?
Even if I don't remember everything, I'm really good at like just figuring it out on the fly.
If you don't mind,
Always
I will
have been
proceed
at
from
this
here.
kind of game.
Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
He sounds so sure. So very sure. A new element has been added. Non-stop debate. I don't know what it is, but we're just gonna randomly do it. Okay, locker room, library, desk lamp.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh, it's
I'm sure.
the purple.
Case closed, as far as I'm
I love shooting these.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Yay! We figured it out.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I
It's
found
in
this
No
file
Escape from Demon
while I
Slayer.
was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
In No Escape.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it?
It
What was
is
something like
just
that
a
doing
little
in the
bit.
library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Yep,
According
it
to the
does.
file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Bloodlust.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually blood.
Did he just say
But
booblust?
more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that is never.
I thought he was a fan fiction writer.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Spelling
Why don't
is
you
quite
tell
the
them?
requirement, isn't it? The other characteristic of every genocide case is that the victim was the victim was positioned.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
By the way, isn't it just like terrible how Monokuma like literally places Saika's picture right next to Makoto's seat like every single time?
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way.
You're saying Genocide Jack.
Just a second, everyone. Be right back. I am back. Let's do this.
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Split personality.
Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
I hate Heyman's Gambit. Oh, although this is easy, I just need a P, maybe? Oh, nope, not a P. Maybe E? Okay, well, we spelled it. I didn't know how to spell that, but we did it.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
They did.
Okay, but still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she
Easy
started acting
peasy
totally
so far.
different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yay! Oh, is that buddy? Hey, are you dead? Hey! She must have hit her heart real hard when she fainted. The world has a front, back, and top ending, and a bottom, a sea of truth, and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Dun dun dun.
And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You
They really
came
did
to
a good
me
job
with
on
your
these
tragic
sprites.
little story. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
True, true.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
Is
How
it?
many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't...
A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second. He gasped.
Hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
He gasped. She's crazy. I don't like Toko as a character at all, and now you know why.
Found in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Creepazoid, that's a good
Another
wordplay.
thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret
Yeah,
like
let's
that,
assume that it was.
Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
True.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh? But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah.
Believe
I
her.
could never
Freedom.
believe a word you say, you monster.
Okay. Do.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Alright, is Genocide Jack's really kill? I feel like something doesn't match up. I do too. Let's see what we got.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, it's the modus operandi for sure.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell. I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Victor's fatal. The style of the bloody message. Fatal injury. It's the scissors.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
You.
Please stop
Just
comparing
grossy
killing
gross.
people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
I got it!
She was suspended with wire, not scissors.
They used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrist.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack.
They were all guys.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Pattern.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Called her a lolly. Yeah.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They're all guys.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little...
I thought I saw tears like welling up in her eyes for a second.
I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full inside of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-blood fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of a one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
True.
Lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any
Good point.
scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, jeez. That's an image.
She's fully equipped. That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
There is one person. The one person who could have copied Byakuya. Because he knew about the case files. And he looks worried.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body...
Kyoko hasn't said anything yet. Where's Kyoko's input? And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? It's suspicious. It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a god...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Alright. It's because he knew that Chihiro was the victim. Oh, this might be me sucking up things.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before you found
Yep.
his body. But he was acting weird... how?
I think I had to take that.
Presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room.
You absolutely take it.
Look at Toko's
That's a
face right
natural
there.
reaction for any guy.
I don't know if
The
I've ever
victim
noticed
was
that.
Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
So before we found the body, that's why it's weird.
Opportunity to check out the girls' locker room.
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was...
No, that's wrong.
I love the art style in this game.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Dun dun dun.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
True that.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
It is a fantastic
Very
answer.
interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Is it?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it's nothing to do with him.
You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between
Kyoko's talking.
past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
He turned the case and the other Jack. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible isn't in there. What could it be? It's the lamp cord. It has to be. Lamp cord. Library desk lamp. That's what I'm going with.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with...
There it is.
Was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, it's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. And if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks, there's something in there that concerns me. The scene of the crime.
I got it!
Yep.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
But
are you sure
the
about
stuff
that?
was switched around.
Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true
Wow, harsh.
letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey Bianca, did you just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Bianca, who was so confident until now, maybe Bianca never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Yep.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster
I'm
in
doing
the
much
girls'
better
locker
than
room
this
was
than the first trial.
a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker room. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
So what I thought was blood was coffee. Why am I supposed to?
I got it!
Okay, cool.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the
Ooh,
boys'
the
locker
music
room,
just like
then
restarted.
how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to
I love
swipe your
Celeste's
e-handbook
voice.
across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Chihiro's normally wrong. It has to be the broken handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Nope.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
True.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Ooh, I got it wrong. Alright.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Maybe?
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that...
Oh, I wonder if that's the one I'm supposed to hit. Okay, I found the fast forward button. Yay.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really have gotten in?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-hand. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have... No, I don't... She used the thing that... Huh?
When in
I'm talking about
doubt.
Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
I didn't get it wrong.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have... No, I don't think she used the thing that was in the main... Huh? What? I'm talking about Leon's handbook. No,
Okay.
it's wrong.
I figured it out.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote
There
for
is one
Byakuya.
way.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though.
Kyoko
I
with
think
the
we're on
save.
the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right?
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
We have a recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
The class trial put on hold, we headed off Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was the murder scene.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, miss?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to
What?
examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully.
No, wait!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body. It's not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
She's gone Super Saiyan, everybody. Sakura has frustrating wildly as child. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see.
She's a boy.
So she was actually a he.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Alright.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never crossed
And
my mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
True, true.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
This is true.
Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No, I do
Well,
not.
without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons. It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
I
He's
like
right.
it, teacher.
I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
I wonder if Hero is
We still have
capable
time
of
to
murder.
make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
If Baka didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who's the murderer of Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure we know about the killer.
I got it!
Yep, so the boys, now that we know that the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it has to be a guy. This absolutely has to be a guy. Okay.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just
Oh, I
gonna
missed
turn
it.
themselves in.
Game over, man!
Yay! No! Not game over!
Alright, I
Isn't
know
there
what
a
I'm looking
single
for.
Did nobody get? I'm sure if someone saw the.
Oh, I
someone saw
minus
the
10
victim.
seconds for hitting
All
that.
we need right
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer? And only the
No, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The
Makoto.
rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I better get going, I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited
This is-
him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always did.
This is actually the reason I discovered the murderer the first time I played all those years ago. I deduced in my mind what was the most likely guy to work out with Chihiro. And that's how I picked up on the murderer the first time. Let's watch.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Do we?
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I remember
First
this
of all,
pretty
we
well,
know where
this
Chihiro
part
was
pretty
headed.
well, to be
He was
truthful.
on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Oops. That was bad on the logic.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard it.
Yep, I did hear it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the
I got it! He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one the culprit was...
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
I love
if you must know.
Fumi's response here.
Help us get any
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean?
I got it!
I just have to remember, like,
The killer was wearing the same
I
blue
know
tracksuit
it's
as
like,
him? My tracksuit is black.
Cause exercising.
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way.
it has to be
Not a
exercising.
chance.
You heard it. First
I
of all,
might
we know
just be
he was on
tired,
his way
but-
to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I got it from the
Maybe
warehouse.
it's just a regular bullet.
Not a chance.
Okay, I gotta figure
First
this
of all,
out.
we know he was on his way. So next we have, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the
I got it! He picked... It matched the one the culprit was...
So, what you... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit?
There we go, I figured
No,
it out.
that's wrong.
Took a while.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color, so why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the
Oh,
time we
his
began
best
our
friend
investigation.
is in danger of being the
Then the
murderer.
only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
She
How
is.
about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Stuffed his jacket into his bag. He was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. The way he was acting.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Yep.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as
That's
dude.
true, his little monologue.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You didn't notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like...
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of lead.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some...
Oh, that's true, he did say that.
What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Mondos? Nope.
Shoot!
Oopsie.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken. as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main for all your confidence. That is a remarkably high failure rate.
It is.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it!
We were told that there was a
You
weak
already
point.
told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbook?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burned.
This is like an original
It's
song for this.
because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the
And
sauna,
they say you can't learn anything from
then
anime.
the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Mondo.
Seriously?
Mondo
I
did
think
it.
the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Saika. He looks guilty, but he's not. Okay. So why does a lot of people look guilty here? Except for him, but
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
okay. Something beyond the shadow of a doubt. Oh, there's a lot of them, and I'm getting so tired.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Okay, so there's two things it could be.
Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh, it doesn't.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Alright, well, I might have some difficulty because I don't remember.
If what he said, you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
if Mondo, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
It's gotta be that, and I missed it.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Okay, let's give this a try.
Let's test Makoto. If what he said, you broke your own.
in other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No!
See?
Not fast
Makoto
enough.
was Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test. If what he said, you broke your own.
In other words, if Mondo's hand, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh man, that's difficult.
Let's test. If what he said, you broke your own.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
It has to be the
Let's
broken.
test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
It's
In other
either
words,
Chiro's
if
or
Mondo's
his.
handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No!
See? Makoto was Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Wow, I'm at 59 seconds.
Let's test. If what he said, you broke your own hand.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh, time's up. I actually messed up the time. Alright.
I refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to give up. This is hard on hard mode.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's hand, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Man.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test If what he said, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook
I
is
remember
actually
there's like a
broken,
way to slow this
then
down
that
too,
proves
but maybe not on this mode.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
There we go.
It's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule rule about loaning your handbook to another student. But if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rule.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all—
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
This is the manga! Yes, closing argument. We're almost done. Okay. Chihiro's right here. Celeste is looking cool in manga form. Oh, that doesn't look right. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, so that looks correct. Nope. This is decently hard. Okay, here's some stuff I didn't see. Okay, so I was right there. Okay. I was wrong. Not sure about this. Okay, so switched it. It had to be switched. But why would there be two? No. Okay, well it has to be that. I thought it might be the bloody thing, but maybe it's just that. Alright, well.
Here's exactly what happened.
We're gonna see if I'm right.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Ooh. Oh, I just got it backwards.
The killer is you! With baggage, she made her, but how could the victim?
No! Alright, that's just a messed up one. That looks like Byakuya, so that's not... Oh, that's Chihiro. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
At least we got to see someone make a wrong manga strip.
Hand, Chihiro... She made her way, but how could the... Simple. Which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Why didn't he just destroy
carrying the corpse into the girls'
carpet?
locker room. A girl's handbook was
Maybe he
necessary
couldn't
to
get
into
to
the
the
locker room,
incinerator,
of
but
course.
how did he get rid of the duffel
This
bag
alone
and stuff?
doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly mess. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Yep. That is correct, JoJo Bizarre's Adventure.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. You need evidence.
No, it's
You need proof. You can't pin any of this.
Oh, it's a rhythm game. Oh no.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt.
Alright, I knew I'm gonna suck at this.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay, cool. So when he does the negative, that's good to know.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence.
Okay, well, I need to play that better. Because even though I can tempo it, it doesn't seem like I'm doing damage when I tempo.
I refuse to give up yet.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
How am I losing?
I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Okay. I'm missing something so badly about these games. There's a reason why I'm not hitting them on this.
I refuse to give up yet.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt.
Okay, I had to move the mouse at the same time. That's why I wasn't getting at before.
False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
That's what I was failing at before.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
Okay, I figured out how to do the game.
My thinking so far is right. Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Yeah, not good. Oh well.
Bro, what do you say?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the god...
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it was. The Blackened that killed your hero, Fuzaki, was Mondo Owata. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kuretake chose the wrong answer. You're trending very close to danger zone, Mr. Ishmael. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he kills someone. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken vows on it, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chiro Fusaki. He had an extremely inferiority complex regarding his lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young woman. He had chosen that his way out. Nobody will be able to say anything, even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Weak. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this would be survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter what. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Even figured being thrust into such a dilemma, have spent spiraling into despair, and yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now, but I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After all, I will try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoying, he used the threat of a discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now,
I want to change.
And accept who I am, strong enough, I'll be okay, I'll get better, and action and so. That day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought he would be good to ask for someone's help, but he wanted to tell the person in secret first, and ask him to help him out from there. And that person he went to is...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker game fella painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured out that even if he confided in Mondo, it would honor to make him keep his secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of strong man that Chihiro aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo will help give him some courage, so he went on and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought with Mondo's support he would be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Did what he did. You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the grave?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between man he made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he was killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room. Once that started, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. He tried to protect Chihiro's secret that way. Then Mondo did all that he could to fulfill his promise. Why would he do that? He could have done that. So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The motives.
What is
That's
this?
impossible. Something he couldn't...
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? The others, by your own standard, is the height of folly. Oh man, I am losing it, guys. That's why I'm speeding through this. I'm already at 3 hours this session. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I just tell you? That embarrassing memory, the secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. The ultimate biker game leader, Trimble, but the only reason he had the choice to join the game in the first place because of a certain someone. His bro. Mondo's older brother was Dial Warwater. Mondo had nothing but respect for him and his motorcycle. Mondo's brother was the only family growing up, and he wanted to measure up to his brother, and it initiated. Mondo was the epitome of starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a motorcycle game, and before anyone knew it, he had grown into the biggest biker gang leader in the country, and Mondo followed his every waking moment. The kid take over. Can someone really like? Yep. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip, which is why I gotta be stronger than there. Just one time, no matter what. I don't care what it takes. I gotta come on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a secret race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother puts ahead with reckless abandon and eager for victory, but suddenly... Aww, sadness. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but blamed himself for what happened. Yep, so he saved Mondo, and Mondo has always blamed himself. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Yep. So we're just moving on now. I'm strong. Strong, and yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of an embarrassing secret. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding the light on his secret. Mondo killed his older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other members find out. If that would happen, everyone would have been ruined. Everything and my brother would have worked for. His death and guilt means nothing, so that's why Mondo. After I saw Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a fuzzy whatever. He felt like before I didn't know what to do, blah blah blah. Blah blah. Churio asked me to stop working out, and right there he told me his secret. See it? Praise you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you, but why? Why are you telling me this? Because, I mean, you kept the secret. Why would you find out? You're right.
I want to change.
I want to change. I wrap myself in lies, blah, blah, blah. He just wants to change, and he wants to, like, announce that he's a boy to everybody.
You piece of... What? What?
Huh?
What?
No!
You know what? We do want to see the text. I wonder if I can... Okay, I can't save right now, so we do have to continue. Alright, so basically what's going on in here is Chihiro wants to work out, and he asks Mondo for help. Yep.
I killed even after all this time. I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Great. Yep. Oh, so sad. The sadness.
Yep.
It can't be.
Yep, in execution.
Well now.
The
Ridiculous.
Alright,
Now
so
then, I prepared a very special punishment.
for the ultimate biker gang leader.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's
Punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Alright. Mondo butter. I always thought that was creepy. Sorry for speeding along, guys. It's been 3 hours, and I should have went to bed like 2 hours ago. Laugh at the death, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be, my brother. Another murder, another execution. Everyone's lives are so taken here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. As Charco screams invaded our skulls, we were each faced to realize, of course he had to. What disappointment. This is the end of our game. Yakuka. You're completely insane, you know that? A game of... one of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you. I have a response. Expect that. I don't have a response. Expect that. Accept that.
however,
I don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of a death. It chilled to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
You ignored the light time rule too. That will never matter to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. That way, the night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is why I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the Gore's locker room. After he gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a dork. He didn't even have the slightest idea that I'd seen him. So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but if you had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up.
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to see that. To create the fake murder scene. But damn man, if we hadn't figured it out, you would have been dead, right? Well, it's obviously I would have revealed the truth before we reached that point. Of course. Bianca turned and looked at me in the eye. I could feel sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
I'm up next.
You...
You like to perform those elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair, it's my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? Mean. 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 Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. The noble son of the noble family truly understand me. Ooh, I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up, I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say, after I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Ooh, tempo, sounds like someone needs a nap. Oh my goodness, let me save. The killing game would continue because the mastermind would end. For those who are still alive, our worst fears are multiplying. It was the kind of despair. All of our courage, effort, and friendship, blah, blah, blah. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh, my. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Boy's Life of Despair. The end. Okay, we're down to 10 now. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I need to, I really need to, probably do investigation one stream and, you know, the regular life and investigation and do the trial all in a different stream. That way I'm not, like, dying at the end of it. Alright, well, that is our stream today. Thank you for tuning in, for whoever does tune in. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Let me turn this on, because this is the owie part, and this is important for the next one. So, Danganronpa, you go off. Okay, thank you, everybody.